Namaste, it's Renee, and welcome to my podcast, Peace, Love, Abundance, a place where I like to speak about all things health, yoga, Ayurveda, mastering your mindset, mantras, positive affirmations, connecting the dots of our past and our future. And I believe all of it is so important, and all of it is wrapped up into yoga. We sometimes relate yoga to just being people who can do these crazy yoga poses and post them on Instagram, right? But no, yoga, when you really truly get into yoga, there's much more to yoga than just doing a yoga pose. The poses are more of just a method of getting deeper into our bodies and listening to our bodies. And when you get into what's called the 8 limbs of yoga, so there's 8 limbs, and part of the 8 limbs of yoga is also like mastering your mindset. There's obviously Sanskrit words for all of this, but to put it in general terms, it's about mastering your mindset, having mantras and affirmations and even goals in life. There needs to be a goal in your journey, in your path. Dharma is Sanskrit for finding that true path and following it. And along the way of finding your Dharma, you find who you really are, and then you start following that path. However, it's not just that easy. You don't just all of a sudden wake up one day and the path appears in front of you. You have to, through mastering your mindset, start noticing clues and looking deeper into your life and figuring out what it is that you really like. That's a good place to start. What do you naturally like, love, or what do you naturally do easily in your life? And that's a good place to start following right there. A lot of it is even mastering what we say, our words daily. We don't even realize that daily, the way we speak, our actions, the way we mingle with people, but starting to be more accountable for every moment and every second of your day, and even how you speak, being impeccable with your word. I've recorded another podcast in the past called Being Impeccable with Your Word. So today, kind of piggybacking on that a little bit more and taking it another step further. But there is a saying out there called, I know. And I didn't realize it till somebody pointed it out to me how negative the words I know are. So today, let's just start with that, with I know. How negative can that be? I mean, it shouldn't be negative, right? It should be a positive thing. It should be positive to say, I know how this works, or I know how to be a surgeon. I know how to be a yoga instructor. I know how to assemble things. I know how to build things. I know how to be an architecture, right? So the words I know should be powerful. Right? They should be. I know peace, love, and happiness. It should be a positive thing. But unfortunately, the words I know get used too often in a negative manner. How many times have you told somebody who smokes or somebody who's overweight and eats way too much sugar and junk food? How many times have you told them that's not good for you? And they say, I know. Think about that for a moment. Or you yourself. How many times has somebody told you something's not good for you and your response is, I know? And then you might even follow that up with, someday I'll quit. Someday I'll go on a diet and lose weight. Someday I'll stop smoking cigarettes. But I'm just not ready now. Or maybe you don't even articulate the words, I'm just not ready now. You just keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. So yes, even the words I know start to become very negative. We'll even repeat it when somebody says, hey, smoking's not good for you, or all that junk food you're eating is not good for you, and you just keep saying, I know, I know, I know, I know. You'll say it multiple times in a row. But obviously you don't know. You don't. You really don't know on a daily basis what the hell you're doing to your body, and you need to stop now. I will admit, I used to smoke. At one time in my life, I smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and I know. I used those words, I know. But I was really caught up in the drama of smoking cigarettes and even believing that without these, I don't know what I would do with myself. I would fidget too much. I need the nicotine. It keeps me calm. I had several excuses why I shouldn't quit smoking. But eventually I got to the point where after my brother diagnosed with cancer and then my mother was diagnosed with cancer and starting to realize, you know what? This shit's real. Cancer takes you down. Neither one of them survived. I know there's a lot of survivors out there, and I love that. I love that some people do survive, but my family doesn't have that success story. So for me to sit there and say, I know cancer kills, or I know these cigarettes are bad for me, was just horrible. To know that I have these genetics in my family, my dad's a colon cancer survivor. So to know that I have cancer in my genetics more than likely, and to continue to smoke cigarettes all day, every day, what if I gave myself cancer from those cigarettes? What if I defied all the odds of my family having a history of cancer? What if I defy the odds of colon cancer, breast cancer, and brain cancer, but I die of lung cancer because I smoked cigarettes my whole life? What an idiot I would be if I could defy all these other odds, but then continued to smoke cigarettes and killed myself slowly with lung cancer. But I just want you to all know that I have been there before. I smoked cigarettes. I even drank Mountain Dew like there was no tomorrow. And I ate junk food, and I abused my body. I pushed it to its limits. And then watching my family, my mom and my brother slowly deteriorate from the cancer and all the chemotherapy and everything that they tried to do, it just was very eye-opening to me. So being able to say, I know the effects of what I'm doing to my body is not good for me. One day, finally, yes, I woke up to that. So if you are saying, I know, there is possibly hope for you out there. If you do know, there's possibly hope for you out there that you will stop someday. But why even use the word someday? The word someday is even just so ambiguous and vague. Why not today? Let's do this today. So if you're even using the word someday, change that to today. Don't even use tomorrow, because when you wake up tomorrow, you're going to start possibly saying tomorrow, you're going to say tomorrow again, right? So tomorrow's not right. Someday's not right. And I just want you to do it today. Make that decision in your life today, and you're done. I don't care if you still have a half a pack of cigarettes left or almost a full pack. You just opened a full pack this morning. They're expensive as all hell, I get it, but flush them down the toilet. Or whatever you need to do. Set up a little campfire in a tin can, like a coffee can, and just burn them and get it over with. Don't think, oh, I'll do it when this pack is done because I just spent the money on this. I know they're ridiculously expensive these days, but that is not an excuse to finish smoking the pack that you have. All right, anyways, I'm getting off on a little tangent here. So if you have a bad habit in your life, or your bad habit is maybe the way you speak to yourself, believe it or not, a bad habit doesn't have to mean smoking cigarettes or eating poor, bad food. A bad habit can be even the way you're treating yourself and the words that you speak. Even using words like, I know, I'm an idiot. How many times a day do you do something silly and then you call yourself an idiot? We get into this habit. We all do this. But saying, I'm an idiot, I'm a klutz, I don't know, I'm not good at something, I'm bad with money, I don't have money, I'm poor, I make poor decisions, I always meet the wrong guy, or tend to date the wrong people, I tend to attract weirdos. Whatever it is for you, just start to listen to your words all day long and catch yourself. Catch yourself and just pause for a moment, because even like the last one, I tend to attract weirdos. Just using the word weirdos, you're putting it out there to the universe. Hey, send all the weirdos my way. And if you think this sounds silly right now, then that's even negative. You're putting it out there that something is silly when it's not. It's really not silly. This isn't something to laugh about. We truly, truly need to be kinder to ourselves and be better and more impeccable with our words and how we speak, and even how we speak to others, how we can make others feel useless and worthless with our words. You can tell a child 1,000,000 times that they're stupid, even though they may have just taught themselves a foreign language, but yet they're going to believe that they're stupid because you told them they were stupid. So not only being impeccable with your words and how you treat yourself, but how you speak to others. So along with I know, people will say that over and over again whenever they're avoiding quitting something they should quit, right? There is the I don't know. So it doesn't make it right by all of a sudden starting to use the words I don't know, right? That doesn't make sense. I don't know. And then we start believing in that too, that we don't know something. And that's, again, just putting off the inevitable. When you use the words, I don't know, for instance, for several years, I would say to myself, I don't know what I want to do with myself, or I don't know what direction I want to take this yoga thing. But by possibly constantly saying, I don't know where I'm going with this, I was never going to figure out where I was going with this, because just merely saying the words, I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know what I want to do in the future. I don't know if this is the right path for me, right? Are you hearing that pattern? If you're stuck in one of these patterns, you need to also stop saying, I don't know. Imagine cultivating abundance and clues to what you should be doing in your life, right? And repeating those words or ideas. By just replacing the words, I don't know, with the words, clues are all around me, and there's an abundance of opportunities for me to take advantage of and follow in this world, on my path, in my Dharma. Basically, what comes out of your mouth comes into your life. Our words are so powerful, and we keep speaking these to ourselves poorly on a daily basis. Start listening to the words that you speak with, and you need to find a new way to speak. And it's not easy. At first, you're going to be like, oh, I'm an idiot. I just said something negative. And then in the process of calling yourself an idiot for saying something negative, you're still calling yourself something negative, right? You'll find yourself in this pattern of, oh, wait, I just did it again. I said something negative. And you might even laugh at yourself. It's okay. Point it out to yourself. Take things lightly in life, right? That's one reason why we get into a negative cycle of things, is because we start beating ourselves up. So in the moment you start to notice you're beating yourself up, over beating yourself up, just take a deep breath. Think about it, calm down, and then move on. But calling yourself out, that's step one, to be able to call yourself out on it. Another bad habit we get into is speaking in the past or future tense. We create boundaries around time, talking about yesterday or how tomorrow can't come fast enough, and how someday I'm going to eat healthier, but for now I'm going to eat this pastry and drink my high-calorie Starbucks Frappuccino. Because we are a society that even laughs at our bad habits. Some people really get off on, oh yeah, I do this, this, and that, and they laugh at it because they're hiding their truth. And also they're trying to make light of the situation just so they can get through the day. Now, I just mentioned a little bit ago, make light of the situation when you find yourself doing something negative, right? That is sometimes the best way to get through something. We do laugh to survive. But when you find that you're constantly laughing at your bad habits, or you're kind of even feeding on that, that's become your identity, right? That's kind of horrible and sick and twisted, that your identity in life comes down to your bad habits, and that's what you can, when you're around family and friends, laugh about. Yeah, no, I'm here to tell you that in the moment, make light of the situation and laugh, but you know what? That's just really not healthy. That's not right. That's not who you are. It doesn't have to be your identity. within that, we also get off on pushing the limits, right? To the extent of our bad habits. It's almost like a daily rush of living in this survival mode that we like to think we are fine. And there's the whole saying, what doesn't kill me only makes me stronger. So every day we continue to eat poorly or smoke cigarettes and thinking that we're fine, and someday I'm going to quit. Or I eat this way every day and my doctor says I'm fine, except my cholesterol is a little bit off, so I take a pill for that. Right? When did that become acceptable? That your doctor says, you know, you're pretty healthy, but I'm going to put you on this pill for your cholesterol. What? How in that sentence is it okay for you to continue to eat the way you're eating if you need a pill to control your cholesterol? But we constantly like to push our bodies and even our minds to the extreme, right? How much stress can I take on? Can I multitask? How many errands can I run in one day? Or how many people can I make happy in one day? How many emails can I send? How many websites can I surf? Can I actually be at my job and work at my job and search for Christmas gifts at the same time? We push our minds, we multitask constantly. While we're doing dishes, we might even be doing something else, as silly as that sounds even. The second we're at home, we have to multitask. We're helping the children, we're cooking dinner, we have the TV on in the background, we're watching the news, we're keeping up with politics and everything all at once. So we push our minds to the max. We even tend to bring in poor television programming into our minds, thinking that we are doing something happy in our life by watching crazy stuff on television even, right? So it's not just our bodies that we tend to abuse, but our minds as well. So then it becomes not only our own words, the way we speak to ourselves and other people, but what words we're allowing into our lives by watching something on TV or listening to somebody else out there that isn't so kind to themselves and how they speak to you and to others, and the multitasking that we do. We're just not treating ourselves with kindness. We really aren't. We may not realize that we're not treating ourselves with kindness until somebody points it out to us. So today, not someday, but today, not tomorrow, but today, start listening to the words you speak. Start paying attention to what you're absorbing around you. And start just paying attention to what you're putting into your body, physically and mentally. Stop saying the words, I know, I know, I know, unless you're going to do something about it. If you say, I know smoking is not good for me, or I know eating junk food is not good for me, and today you choose to stop, then yes, use the words I know. But if you're going to use the words I know to procrastinate and put things off and live in a state of denial, then stop saying the words I know. And start today, not someday, but today is when you're going to start. If you'd like an accountability buddy to help you get through this, let me know. That's what I do. As a yoga instructor and an Ayurvedic guide, that is what I do. I guide you through these things if you want that accountability. On my website, I have several pre-recorded workshops that you can take in that covers like the 8 limbs of yoga and everything that's involved in mastering your mindset. And I have a class on connecting the dots. It's a goals masterclass that even if you don't want to do a yoga twist on changing your bad habits, you can do my goals masterclass connecting the dots, which I created to be very easy to understand and get through, and you don't need to even understand the concepts of yoga or the 8 limbs. But these are all on my website, plus several more like the 7 chakras, Yin Yoga. If you've ever wanted to know more about Yin Yoga and why it's so amazing, I have these up on my website. They're pre-recorded. So today, if you go up there and purchase one, you can start today. It's not even something that you put off into the future. It is ready for you today. That instant gratification, not someday, not tomorrow, but today. So check out my website if you want a little bit of accountability with what you're doing and some guidance, then go check out my website. And also let me know if you ever want to work with me personally and one-on-one. I also do that. So let me know how I can help you. And today, let's start breaking some bad habits. Start treating yourself with more kindness and learn to love who you are and your path, your dharma. I leave you with peace, love, abundance, and namaste.